Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jared. Happy New Year, happy 2025. Here's to another year of watching great movies and sharing the love for films and cinema together. But before we begin today's video proper, I'd just like to send my deepest regards to the folks both in and outside the film community impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires. It's not the best of start to 2025, but I hope we all recover as soon as possible and resume back to our normal lives safely, healthily, and happily. As we all get excited for the award season, it kind of reminds me of the 2021 season where we had to adapt to the various award ceremonies either being streamed online, doing away with in-person formats, and having reduced audience size like the Academy Awards in 2021. And so while we adjust to the various delays that we've seen so far this season, it's only right that we offer our sincerest patience. So as you can see, I have 4 film posters behind me, so in chronological order of both their release dates as well as the years in which they won Best Picture. We have Gone with the Wind, Ben-Hur, Lawrence of Arabia, and The French Connection. So you can probably tell if you haven't read the title of this video already. I'm doing my first predictions video, my first ever predictions video, but also my final Oscar nominations predictions in this video. Now that the BAFTAs and the various guilds have revealed their nominations, we are pretty much in the final phase of award season, just waiting for the Oscar nominations to drop, and then it's 5 to 6 grueling weeks before we hit the Academy Awards. For this video, I'll only be doing the above the line categories, the top 8 categories, as well as international, animated, and documentary features, which are all the categories I am adequately and confidently familiar with. That's because there are actually a number of contenders that are still not shown in Singapore yet, or that I have not gotten around to. So they include A Complete Unknown, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, and even Sing Sing. Like, can you imagine? Sing Sing was actually a 2023 movie premiered at one of the 4 festivals, and to date I've still not seen it in Singapore, but I'll do my best for this video. So let's dive right in. So some quick mentions of my wish picks. These are below the line categories before I dive right into the remaining categories proper. Best original score. So I don't know what's my full lineup, but for now I want Challengers and Conclave to be nominated. And I'm pretty sure Conclave will be nominated, but especially for Challengers, because it's my favorite film score of 2024. I really think Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did some of the best work last year. I commented more on their work and the Challengers score in my first ever article on Substack. So, announcement, I have moved my blog to Substack now. I'll link my award season first check-in in the description below, which is my first Substack article. Do check it out and give it a read, and a subscription will mean the world to me. As for another category, which is cinematography, I really hope Challengers will get nominated, but I understand it's quite far from the top 5. Swayambhu Muktiprom, really, I was so impressed by the cinematography, especially the last scene. Those of you who watched Challengers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I really think it would be a crime if Swayambhu Muktiprom were overlooked this entire season for the cinematography, not just on Challengers, but for other movies as well, including Queer, Trap, one of the best cinematographers we have working today. But for me, I do think the cinematography top 5 really includes some of the biggest contenders this year. The Brutalist, Nosferatu, for example, even Nickel Boys. So these are movies that are much closer to the Best Picture top 10 than Challengers. So it makes more sense, I guess, that Challengers is more easily overlooked or is of a higher risk to be snubbed by the Academy. So first up, we got documentary feature. I am quite surprised myself that I'm actually predicting documentary feature, because prior to, I would say, as recent as 2 years ago, I really didn't care that much about documentaries. But I guess as I grow and mature as a person and as a cinephile, I really come to appreciate this genre, which in itself is an important medium on its own. It's very unique. It tells important stories and sheds light on critical subject matters and topics in the world that we live in. I saw No Other Land and The Homie as of now, and I expect both to be nominated, and I also predict No Other Land will eventually be the winner at the Academy Awards. As for the other three, I'm having Daughters, Sugarcane, and Will and Harper. All three are available online now, and I do see myself to be watching all three in time to come. Best Animated Feature. I've only seen Flow and Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul as of now. Yes, I know. I haven't seen Inside Out 2. I haven't seen The Wild Robot. Can we please stop shaming people who are slow watchers, please? Yes, so these 4 titles are definitely getting nominated, and they are the precise 4 at the BAFTAs, if I remember correctly. So these 4 will be nominated, and the 5th nominee will most likely be Memoir of a Snail. That's my prediction. And I actually look forward to watching Memoir of a Snail soon in Singapore. Hi everyone, my forgetful ass forgot to record for the category of Best International Feature. It's been a while since I last forgot, so kudos to me, I guess. Happy New Year. Anyway, it goes without saying that Emilia Perez is not only guaranteed a nomination, but is going to win in this category. So I'm actually just going to pay attention to this category on what the other 4 films are, and outside of this category, if any of those 4 films can score other nominations. Anyway, so my predictions are: from Brazil, I'm Still Here; from Germany, The Seed of the Sacred Fig; from Ireland, Kneecap; and from Latvia, Flow. Best Adapted Screenplay. Now, this category only has a top 3 for now, if I may say so. Conclave, A Complete Unknown, and Emilia Perez, which I really don't think it deserves. If it were up to me, objectively, I would only give Emilia Perez a deserved nomination to Zoe Saldana for her performance. That's it for the entire movie. But I get the industry professionals and us audiences and critics kind of think differently, and we kind of receive this movie differently. It is what it is. That's the reality. We have to accept it. And that leaves 2 spots in the adapted screenplay lineup. And my guesses are Nickel Boys and Sing Sing. Yes, I'm following the BAFTAs. Do I think BAFTAs and the Oscars will go 5 for 5? Unlikely, but it's not impossible. Okay, Best Original Screenplay. It's my favorite and my preferred screenplay category between the 2, but that's just a side fact. So this category is easier to predict than adapted. We have as many as 4 locks, I would say, in the category. So Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, and The Substance. So that leaves the 5th spot. Now, the 5th spot is quite open. I think there could be 2 or 3 films fighting for that spot. So we got Challenges, written by Justin Kuritsky, Celine Song's husband. September 5, or actually my personal favorite of this bunch, All We Imagine As Light, written by Payal Kapadia. My heart wants All We Imagine As Light. My brain wants Challengers, but I'm actually going to predict September 5. And ironically, September 5 is the only film out of these 3 that I haven't seen. But I know for sure September 5 is much closer to the Best Picture top 10 than both Challengers and All We Imagine As Light. But if only we could see a Payal Kapadia double nominee, Best Original Screenplay and Best Director for All We Imagine As Light. It's one of my favorite films last year. absolutely enchanting. Best Supporting Actor. Tragically, I've only seen Anora by now out of all the prospective nominees. Yuri Borisov is really great in the movie, and I think he deserves the nomination. He is nominated at all 4 major precursors by now. Congratulations to him. But we all know that this season is gonna have Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain sweeping Best Supporting Actor, at least up to the Golden Globes. It suggests so. So that leaves 3 slots. There's Guy Pearce from The Brutalist, Edward Norton from A Complete Unknown, and last slot is quite open. So we already know that the BAFTAs decided to snub Denzel Washington again. They have never nominated him, and I really doubt they will ever nominate him, but that's a separate video. And then there's Clarence Macklin, who I really want to see nominated at the Oscars, but if there were a number 6 who would upset him, I think that's Jeremy Strong from The Apprentice, and I'll be sure to keep an eye out for both of them. Best Supporting Actress. First things first, I don't think I will ever get to watch The Last Showgirl in Singapore. Not because it's a movie that exceeds the classification in Singapore, but rather the distribution of such a small film is almost impossible to reach Singapore unless a film festival locally picks it up. Anyway, so long story short, Jamie Lee Curtis, nominated at SAG, nominated at the BAFTAs. It's impossible to rule her out, given how we all saw what she did 2 years ago with Everything Everywhere. So Jamie Lee Curtis is my 3rd nominee. So my predictions for numbers 4 and 5, it's quite open. So Best Supporting Actress is the most chaotic and open acting category this year. I think we've all established that. So both my heart and brain say Isabella Rossellini in Conclave. Objectively, I don't think she is convincingly a Best Supporting Actress nominee type of performance, but given her career narrative, and the fact that she's been nominated 3 out of 4 major precursors for now, I definitely see her in at the Academy Awards, and the 5th spot is so open. You know what? I'm just gonna predict Margaret Qualley from The Substance. I saw The Substance, I saw her performance, she's good, I think she deserves a nomination. Simple as that. Moving on. Best Director. Again, it's an easy top 4. Brady Colbert for The Brutalist, Edward Berger for Conclave, Sean Baker for Anora, and Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, even though I would gladly replace him with any other contender in this category, but that's the reality he's in. So, that leaves number 5. I'm torn between Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 2. I really need him to be nominated because it would be a crime for him to be snubbed again for what, in my opinion, was the best well-made film, the most well-made film of 2024, released in 2024, Dune Part 2. I'm torn between Denis Villeneuve, but also Coralie Fajar for The Substance. Bonkers, insane work, incredible. And of course, my personal pick would be Payal Kapadia for All We Imagine As Light. So my heart wants Payal Kapadia, my brain wants Denis Villeneuve, but my actual prediction is actually Coralie Fajar for The Substance. The Substance is having quite a ride for the past 2 weeks. In the past 2 weeks, especially after the Memoirs Golden Globe win and that impressive speech. So I think the film is on a roll, and I anticipate to see her getting nominated come nominations morning. Best Actor. So this is going to be the fastest category in this video. Let's just get it over and done with. We have the top 4 who are so locked. I don't think the hardest diamond in the world can break it. Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet, A Complete Unknown, Ray Fiennes for Conclave, and Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing. So number 5, some people say is Sebastian Stan for either A Different Man or The Apprentice, but guess what? I'm gonna predict Hugh Grant for Heretic from The Heretic. Why? All for the fun and the chaos of it. Let's move on. Best Actress. How the heck is it so competitive year after year, season after season? But let's not pretend that we don't enjoy how stacked it is every year. Best Actress. So, the only two safest bets are, of course, Demi Moore, The Substance, and Mikey Madison, Anora. But I do think with how well Emilia Perez is embraced in various awards bodies, that's Carla Sofia Gascon is in. Cynthia Erivo from Wicked, I'm starting to feel that each year, almost every year, we have a performance who's recognized at all 4 major precursors but missed the Oscar. Think Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, Timothée Chalamet for Beautiful Boy, Amy Adams for Arrival, and last year Margot Robbie for Barbie. So I'm starting to get the feel that Cynthia Erivo might be this year's Margot Robbie, because I think Erivo's fellow Brit, Marianne Jean-Baptiste from Hard Truths, the Trifecta Critics winner, who is also nominated at the BAFTAs, is probably picking up momentum, and she probably would make it in to the Oscar 5. And of course, last but not least, number 5, Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here. She's got a brilliant narrative with her mother, Fernanda Montenegro, legendary Brazilian actress, for not getting nominated for her work in Central Station 25 years ago. She's backed by Sony Pictures Classics, one of the best distributors and awards campaigners out there. Let's face it, Fernanda Torres is in. Okay, Best Picture. I'm already over time and I'm running late, so I'm just gonna read you my top 10 in alphabetical order. My predictions for Best Picture are Anora, The Brutalist, Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, A Real Pain, Sing Sing, The Substance, and Wicked. Yes, I'm predicting Sing Sing. Because if I'm predicting Clarence Macklin, if I'm predicting Coleman Domingo, if I'm predicting adapted screenplay, then Nico Boyce really is in a tougher spot to get into the top 10 for Best Picture. And to begin with, when Sing Sing came out, we were all talking about it sweeping nominations and Oscars. So it's basically default mode that we are going for this 10 at the Oscars. So those are my predictions. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will try to film a live reaction video to the actual Oscar nominations, but if for whatever reason I don't get to do it, I will at least try to film an afterthoughts video. So once again, I've moved my blog to Substack, so I'll link it in the description below. Do check it out and please subscribe to stay on top of my latest content. I expect to publish my next article, which is my next awards check-in after the Oscar nominations on Substack. And of course, 2025 has started. I expect to watch 2025 releases and start writing film reviews in no time. So definitely stay tuned. Last but not least, you know the drill. Follow my socials, Twitter, Letterboxd, Substack, all linked in the description below. So do check them out. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.